Welcome to What's Cookin' with Safiyat. I am Safiyat, the founder and owner of Tasty Harvest, where I help you design, install, coach you in growing food at home. Today, I'm here with my sister.
Hello.
This is Samira, and we grew up together. We're family are from Ghana and Nigeria, so we have a lot of stories in what we're cooking today. I'm here to teach you how to cook West African food, and one of those foods are tuwon shinkafa, the miyan gujiya, meaning mashed rice with peanut butter soup, right?
Yes.
So I want to start with starting the mashed rice. We already have some rice here, and you use a different type of rice. This rice is short grain rice. We want it to be starchy so that we mash it. It's very similar to like you do mashed potatoes. So the short grain and starchy rice is the best one to use. If you do not have short grain, you have any rice, a tip is to soak it for about 12 hours. So we're going to start the rice. Amir, you want to give me a hand?
Yes.
And normally, like us growing up in Ghana, West Africa, we do it on the stove. So moving back to the United States, we found other tools that we use, like the rice cooker, to speed up the process. So we use the rice cooker to make the tool. But it makes it even quickly and everything cooks well. So that's one portion of it. The other part is making the peanut butter soup. Peanut butter soup, I know it sounds weird because we like to eat peanut butter with candy or peanut butter with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but we're making a soup out of it. In the meantime, I'm gonna start the chicken, and then I'm gonna get the onions. So I'm gonna turn on our pot on medium high. So you could use any protein in making this soup, and you could omit the protein altogether. If you're vegan, you could use any vegetables or don't add anything at all, protein-wise. So I'm gonna just chop up these onions. This is just to build up flavor. Samira, do you remember the first time you tried miyan gujiya?
Yes. Very little. By the way, it's my favorite food.
I think it was the first meal African meal that I tried when we were younger. Remember, as far back as when I was 5, my mother made it and couldn't get enough of it because it's peanut butter. Peanut butter tastes so good. All right, so we just added the chicken, and we're gonna add a little bit of oil just to brown the chicken. You could do without it, but we prefer to put a little bit of oil, and we're using Zaze olive oil. It's very delicious. It adds some more flavor to it too. And then we're gonna add, so I love to build up flavor. So the olive oil is adding some flavor to this dish. We're gonna add some onions. Okay, and then we're gonna add some garlic, and I have some ginger. Tamir, do you want to mash the
Yes.
garlic here? You could mash it up. So you always want to build up flavor when you're cooking. This could have been done by just marinating it overnight, but as a busy mom, I'm always doing it like last minute. I need like 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes to cook a meal. I don't have time, so I just do it on the go.
Do you want more?
I think one is okay. You could always add more, but in this dish, I'll be
And you want
using
me to
one.
chop the...
Yeah, you could just do a little bit, a thumb size. We're gonna add more ginger as we go, but just to give the chicken some flavor. I'm gonna put some salt here, just to so I have some flavor. To add some black pepper. And then I like to add, even though we're cooking some chicken, I like to add some more chicken stock here. So I have 1 cube bouillon chicken stock. Make sure all those flavors come out well. I'm just gonna add 1 here. So we're just gonna brown this for like a couple minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes here. Once that's done, then we start building up our flavors for the miyan gujiya. So yeah, I remember as far back when I was 5, my mom made it actually with chicken. And you could use all parts of chicken. In this dish, I'm just using the drumstick. You could use the thigh. You could actually use a whole chicken and just cut it in pieces, or any type of meat. My mom loves making it with chicken, so that's why you see me making it with chicken today. But grandma, though, she didn't make it with chicken.
No, she made it with beef.
Yeah.
My favorite is with lamb, so I make it with lamb.
West African meals, you use what you have available. You just have to know the fundamentals of the dish. So we're gonna let this brown a little bit. Get those flavors in here. So as you see, we have all these different ingredients. I want to just walk you through them. First, we have tomatoes. We could grow tomatoes here. So that's why I love growing tomatoes, because I can make so many different dishes from West Africa with them. Then we have some hot peppers. These are habanero hot peppers. We have some garlic. Peanut butter, peanuts, you actually could grow it here too. I have grown it this summer, and it's fun. It likes a lot of heat, and you get your peanuts in the ground. It doesn't come out on a plant, it's underground. And you get a peanut, you plant it, it's gonna grow into a nice plant, then it's gonna flower, but it has to fall over to the ground and then start over for you to have the peanuts. So it's very interesting journey in growing peanuts. And like I said it before, like the Hausa peoples from Nigeria, northern Nigeria, which is where our family are from, they are known for growing peanuts. So in most of their recipes, you find peanuts in there. And there's 2 different names. There's gujiya or gedet. It depends on what region you're from. They use that word interchangeably. Then, of course, me being the gardener, I'm always adding greens. And they add greens too. They add amaranth greens over there, or spinach, and which you could grow here too. But today I have kale that I just got from my garden that we're going to chop up and put in there. We have some garden eggs or eggplant also is added to just give that, give the soup some body. Some people don't add it, but I like, the more vegetables in my soup, the merrier it is. Better flavor. We have some onions. And last, this is okra or finger lady. Not many people add that, right?
No, not really. But like in Ghana, if you go and get this soup, in the chop bars, they usually will add like okra soup to it and things like that.
So our chicken looks like it's browning, right?
Yep.
It looks good. All right.
Smells good.
Can you get me some water? So we add some water, and then we're gonna start steaming the vegetables. Like I said, I'm a busy mom. I do everything in one pot. you have the option. You could steam them in another pot or, boil them or roast them, however, to just get the vegetables softened a little bit. But I like to do it all in one pot.
Okay.
So we're going to add water. We're making soup, so there's no measurement. You make it as you want.
I think we need a little more water.
Yeah. And then I'm going to add the tomatoes whole. Because what's going to happen is going to soften up, and then we're going to blend it.
Okay. You want me to add the water?
Yeah, add the water.
Okay.
I think that's good, because when
Yeah,
we
we're good.
blend it, then we're going to have more. I'm going to add these cloves in there. So we're just going to prepare this. This is the eggplant. We're just going to take the top off and then put it in the soup to steam. And then we drop them. I'll put I think 4 will be enough. I'll put some more tomatoes in here. And then we're going to put the habanero pepper.
Okay.
Spicy. If you don't like spice, you don't have to put it in there. But West African food, you can't cook it without any spice. And then we have the ginger. I like to do a thumb size. I do not remove everything because I like the flavor that it adds and also the vitamins and all the good that it comes with it. So I'm going to put it in here. And then we need the onion.
Yes. So the onion, we're only peeling them.
Yeah, just
Because you just put it in the soup as a whole onion.
I'm gonna put it high.
Let's see.
But so the story about this meal, as much as I say it was the first that I could remember of African food that I tried. At one point when we were growing up here, our parents took us to Africa, with Ghana. We went on a vacation and we stayed with our grandmother. So we got to learn how she cooked. All right, so we have all our beautiful vegetables cooking here, steaming in our soup. Once that's done, we're gonna take it and blend it. Okay, so now all the vegetables are cooked. Next step will be to blend it up.
So how long did it cook for?
I would say about 10 minutes. It depends on your stove. But as soon as the tomato looks like it's opening up, then you could just start taking out. And it looks like the onions too start to soft. So there's multiple ways of doing it. This is how we grew up cooking miyan gujiya, but I've seen other family members will actually puree this from raw, like not cooking it at all. Puree it and then use it in the soup afterwards.
I have the ginger.
So the staples are, you always want to use some type of hot pepper. If you don't like hot pepper, you can omit it. But you want to use onions. Making peanut butter soup, miyan gujiya, you want to use a lot of onions. So we already had onions in seasoning the chicken. And then we have one big one, but we could have put more. You have your tomatoes, and that's about it. The eggplant is just my preference. I love adding eggplant in soups.
Okay,
You got all
I
of
think
them?
That's all the
Okay.
cloves.
All that sound with the...
I'm gonna close this back up.
All right, we're gonna blend this on high to puree it. So smoothing. All right, so we're gonna add, like everything is good.
Okay.
I'm gonna open that. Gonna add all of this goodies in here. So all the vegetables. You just rinse it with a little bit of water. I'm gonna pulse it just to make sure. All right, Samira, can you get the peanut butter and let's add the star ingredient in.
Okay.
So this is about a cup of peanut butter. You could use more peanut butter. Peanut butter is a thickener, so like it's gonna thicken this soup up. So as a busy mom, I put everything in one pot. The other thing that some people in my family would do, they will take the peanut butter and make it into like a slurry and make sure it's all like loose before adding it in. It's just an added step so that you don't have any lumps or anything. So we're just gonna let it boil. And then we're gonna prepare our vegetables. That goes in last because we just wanna have a nice crunch. We wanna add one more seasoning cube to just boost up the flavor. I like the chicken bouillon or vegetable bouillon to just give more flavor. You could do without, it's just a choice. In the meantime, we're gonna check on our rice here. Okay, so we have the rice here. And this is called gujiya. It's a wooden spoon. We use it to mash up all the swallows that we eat. So the rice, you have to mash it up. So you add a lot of water, and the idea is to mash it. Samir, you want to give some of your power, your energy into it?
Sure. So you just stir it and just keep turning it. It's gonna start like mashing. It's pretty much like making like sticky rice or rice. It's basically rice balls.
Rice pudding.
Yeah.
So when we start the rice, like, again, my preference is I don't add salt into the rice. So because we have all the yummy flavors and salt built up here, for me, just to add low sodium, I don't add salt, but majority of people, they will add salt into the tuon shinkafa. So you keep on stirring it, and then once it becomes softened into a mash, I'll show you guys another tool that we use to make the little balls, and then serve it with the miyan gujiya. Our miyan gujiya is boiling here, coming together.
It smells really good.
It looks like it's 2 inches coffee. You put so much power into it, Samir. It looks like it's coming through.
Yeah, it's all mashed up.
Normally you cook it on the stove, but you see how easy it is in the rice cooker? Like everything's already cooked, and then you just mash, 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 and then we'll do the next step. All right, so I have some interesting tool. This is called calabash. It's a gourd, right?
Yeah.
So it's a plant. You could grow it. And then it was just cut into two. And this tool is used in many ways. Like is used as a cup, right? Today I'm going to use it as a scoop. All right, so this tool that I talk about, the muchia, is your wooden spoon. So Samira already mashed it. She put a lot of power into it. It's nice and soft and
very sticky.
Sticky, you know. So what I'm going to do is just scoop a little bit. I put a little bit of water in here. And then I'm just going to put a nice portion.
So
Again,
why did you have to put it in the water?
so that it doesn't stick to the gujiya. And then I just do this. And then you play with it kind of thing to make the ball. You know, again, connection with the hands. You know, you feel the food. It's like you're playing with it, but no, you're making like art, like a shape.
Yeah, it looks like Play-Doh.
Yeah. So you just plate it like that. Put some more water. That's what we try to avoid, you know. It's sticking in there. You keep on adding water. All right, should come out. Okay, there you go. So this is how.
Nice little sticky ball.
Sticky ball. And I mean, growing up, if we didn't make it at home, there was people within the community that make it. There was this one lady, or we call her grandma too. She used to make them small, like she had the small ones, right? So she used to make them tiny. They look so cute. And us being like
Little kids.
little kids, like we ate more because of the shape.
Like she basically made it into bite sizes, and it's like all like within the soup and floating. So you just take one bite size.
But I know like not everybody's gonna have this gourd or cordia available. You could just scoop it, and let me do this one, and then I'll show you another trick. Right? So I'll put one in here. Another trick is you take your bowl, you add the water. So it could be any size bowl. You put it in there, and then you kind of go around with it, right?
Yeah, and you just form it.
We just form it like that,
And it'll become a ball.
and it become a ball. I mean, the cordia one, because it's already. So you see, you could do it at home too. You don't need the fancy tools that we're sharing with you. You could just use your bowl, and then you have it. So I'll use the cordia again. I like the cordia because it shapes on one side already. Looks like the soup is coming together, right?
Yes, it is.
Smells so good. You want to taste it and just make sure we have some salt. Remember, we didn't add some salt in here.
Let me just get a small spoon. Better soup. Anything
But
added?
all the flavors are good. You don't need to add anything. So the oils are starting to come out. You see, Samira? Like in here, it's starting to come out. All right, so then we're gonna throw in. Let's throw in the kale because the kale's tough. I want it to cook a little bit, just to make it a little bit soft. Again, this is an added step that, because we're healthy, we wanted to add in here. But traditionally, some people add some more greens, some don't. So we want the okra to soften up too. I'm gonna cover it just to make sure the steam. You don't want to cover it all the way because what's going to happen, the steam is going to get trapped, then it's going to start to boil, and then it's going to boil over. So that's why you want to open it a little bit. Okay, so we took about 15 minutes to let the soup cook. And you know what we did with those 15 minutes? We cleaned up all the dishes that we use, right? And all the stuff. So that's a good time to just, get your kitchen in shape, right? So you're not wasting any time. And look at this beautiful soup, right? It smells so good. I wish somehow you guys could smell it through the camera. It smells so good. We already have our tuna shinkafa ready already in balls here. I'm gonna put this in the sink. We don't need it around here. And as you see, there's no foaminess or anything, right? The oil is coming out. The soup is thickening up. Everything looks good, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to eat it today. All right, so the miyan gujiya, again, we had peanut butter, we had onions, tomatoes, ginger, garlic, peppers, eggplant. So all of these ingredients, literally, you could grow them at home. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff, and let's serve it up. So we have the tool. So there's the options of how to serve it up, right? That's also an art. You could just have the tool over here and then have another bowl and have your soup in it. Or you could do it like us here. Just gonna put a piece of meat in here. Okay? And then we're gonna put all the soup right on top. Gonna get some of that okra. And I mean, my family, we love the soup. So it becomes like a little island. Call it the island, right? Yeah. And that's it. This is tuwon shinkafa, the miyan gujiya, rice balls, and peanut butter soup, where you can make it with local ingredients from the supermarket or grow them yourself. And you'll have this beautiful West African dish from the Hausa people, even though a lot of areas claim it, but I believe it's from our people, Hausa people, because we grow the gujiya, the peanut. Thank you for watching What's Cooking. And thank you, Samira, for being here with me.
No problem.
For helping me cook this dish that we grew up with. And I hope you guys are able to create this meal at home and enjoy it like how we enjoy it, right?
Yep.
We cook it almost every week with our family. So thank you again for joining us for another episode of What's Cooking with Safiyat. See you next time.